Hey there, introverts and deep thinkers. Welcome to Introverts Unmuted, the podcast where we prove that quiet doesn't mean invisible and deep thoughts deserve a mic. If you've ever felt drained by small talk, mastered the art of sneaking out of the room, or wished the world understood the magic of solitude, this is your space. We dive into everything from navigating social energy to embracing creativity, confidence, and the unique power of being an introvert. So get comfy, plug in, let's turn up the volume on our quiet confidence. I'm Amber Hansel, and this is Introverts Unmuted. Today's episode feels so personal because I want to talk about something I felt deeply, and I think you have too. And it's the visibility wound. It's the quiet, persistent fear that says, if I let people see the real me, something bad might happen. Even when things go right, when people do see you and support you and celebrate you, there's still a part of you that wants to hide. And this episode actually came about because my husband sent me an email that he had received about the visibility wound. And I went, oh my gosh, yes. He said, this is a great topic for your podcast. So here it is. And you know what? I felt this recently. A few months ago, I made a simple invitation on Threads. I shared that I was looking for guests on my podcast, Introverts Unmuted. I hit post and I was like, you know what? A few people are going to see it. Not a big deal. But it was more than that. That's not exactly what happened. My notifications blew up. I had close to 50 people reply, writers and coaches and therapists and artists and people that I never knew wanting to be a part of this, wanting a space to talk about what they're doing. So that's so exciting. But instead of celebrating, my first instinct was to hide and crawl under my blanket, close the app, pretend I hadn't asked anything, don't need it. I froze and my brain was flooding with thoughts like, why would all these people want to be here? Who am I to lead this conversation? What if I disappoint them? That was my visibility wound fully activated because it wasn't a fear of rejection this time. It was fear of being received. It was that deep, uncomfortable feeling that says, what if I actually get what I asked for and I can't hold it? And yet, underneath the anxiety, there was something else, something true. The reason so many people responded, it wasn't random. It's because what I'm creating here is special. It's real. It's a space people want to belong in. That realization has cracked something open for me. It reminded me that being visible isn't about ego. It's about impact. People weren't responding to my perfection. They're responding to my authenticity. And that right there is the moment healing begins. So, what is visibility wound really? It's that tightness in your chest when you're about to share something honest. It's your mind overanalyzing every word. It's your body saying, this feels dangerous, even when you know it's not. And this happens because somewhere along the way, your system learned that visibility equals vulnerability. And that being seen means being judged, and that standing out means standing alone. And for introverts, especially for those of us who process deeply and feel deeply and often create that from solitude, it can feel so overwhelming. But here's what's true. The visibility wound doesn't mean you're weak. It means you care. You care about how you're received. You care about integrity and you care about authenticity. And that's not a flaw, that is a strength. You just have to teach your nervous system that visibility can be safe. You see, introverts don't need to become louder. We just need to become truer. So the world doesn't need more noise. It is so loud already. It needs resonance, and introverts can bring that. So when we speak from reflection. And when we share with depth. And when we lead with empathy. And that's what people are drawn to. That's why so many people responded to that Threads post. It's not just a podcast, it's a mirror. They saw a space where being soft isn't a weakness, it's where being thoughtful isn't hesitation, and quiet doesn't mean invisible. So, how do we start to heal this? It's not about forcing ourselves into the spotlight, it's about expanding our capacity to be seen. So, here's some ways that I'm learning to do this consistently is recognizing the freeze. So, when you want to hide, pause. Notice what's happening in your body and say to yourself, I'm safe to be seen. You're not running from danger. You're meeting discomfort with awareness. Then you're going to redefine visibility. Visibility doesn't mean exposure. It means connection. You're not performing, you're sharing, you're inviting people into your world. You're not auditioning. You're making a new friend. An anchor in service. So whenever I feel this urge to retreat and hide under my blanket, I try and remind myself that this isn't about me. It's about what this work gives. Because when we root in service, the fear can turn into purpose. We're going to let it feel good. Because when your work is received, let it land. When someone else celebrates you, breathe it in. That's your system learning that it's safe to shine. Take that moment. Listen to what your body is saying and telling it it's safe. Because that moment on Threads that has continued has taught me something. Visibility isn't the enemy, it's the mirror. It shows you what you've built, what you're ready for, and how much you've grown. And it asks, can you love yourself enough to stand in the light you created? I'm still learning how to say yes to this, but every episode that goes out, every guest and every listener who writes or who just acknowledges it is proof that we're doing what matters. It's proof that introverts can be visible. And it's not by shouting, it's by showing up in our truth, in our story. Here's my invitation to you. This week, I want you to share something that scares you a little. A thought, a story, a truth. Don't wait for it to feel ready. You are ready. Your visibility isn't about ego, it's about offering. And every time you let yourself be seen, you remind someone else that it's safe for them too. That's the quiet revolution that we're creating here together. That's what it means to be introverts unmuted. So thank you for being here, for seeing me and letting yourself be seen. You are not too much. You are not too quiet. You are exactly the voice the world needs. So stay unmuted.